Hey guys, it's Holly here for PlayStation Access, and I am with the incredible Nolan North, and today we're going to be talking about Uncharted 4.
Yeah.
We've caught up previously about like the series, and you've talked about all the different kind of acting things you've done. Last night you did a pub quiz for us. Don't know when this is in the future, but there was a pub quiz.
It was,
An
and I was
Uncharted pub
very
quiz.
good at it.
You were incredible.
I remembered things that I did not think I would remember.
There was a couple of things you were like, did I say this in the game?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get started. So
Yeah.
you've come back for Uncharted 4, which is obviously now on PS4. So obviously the previous 3 games, apart from the video game, have all been on PlayStation 3.
Right.
The way the PS4 works is obviously letting us to do things that we've never been able to do before, especially with graphics and power. How does that affect you when you're in the studio recording? Is there more work to be done? I mean, we're doing facial animation now. Is that a step up for you?
Yeah. Well, it's. I've done facial animation before, but not quite at this level. The facial animation's always been done by hand with Uncharted series, and it's always been brilliant. You know, a lot of people couldn't believe that it was done like that. But the facial animation here will just allows the geniuses at Naughty Dog to put together all this data to just bring a much more realistic experience.
What's it like doing the mocap? Because this time now for Uncharted 4, it's not just the suit. And I think you guys have probably seen enough behind the scenes footage now to get you to the black suit with the ping pong balls.
Yes.
So this time now you're doing facial as well.
Yep.
So I can imagine that's probably more than just a couple of ping pong balls.
Yeah, it's actually, well, I remember early facial capture, several years ago, where they would actually glue tiny little ping pong balls, as you put it,
Everywhere.
all over your face. And if you sneezed or just went like that, 16 of them would fall off, and they'd have to stop everything and
You'd be so
re-glue
much
them
trouble.
on, and you're looking for them on the floor. It was a mess. Clearly, that wasn't going to happen. It wasn't make a lasting impression. So now it's just basically a reflective type of makeup paint, green dots that they'll put in certain areas where the face crinkles and does the things. And everybody's is slightly different, exactly where it's placed. And then, helmet, cameras with lights, there's a pack on. It's a bit cumbersome, but you get used to it. And what it does, it saves so much time to the facial animators who have done all the Uncharted's previous to this by hand. For me as an actor, it's a little odd getting used to having the cameras. There's certain things we can't do. Recently, I believe Elena and Nate share a kiss in one of the scenes, and with 2 bars of camera, you can't even get remotely close. So we had to shoot it where I get close, and then we'd stop and we'd have to take the helmets off and do the scene over again without the helmet, and then actually get to do the kiss. And it was just. And then they back on with the helmets, and it's again, it's cumbersome, but it's there's just certain things that the worst part of wearing the helmet is that when you have to do something where you kind of a little bit of a stunt, jumping or falling down, they put a ridiculous looking chin strap on you.
The good old chin strap.
Yeah, the chin strap.
It's not that it's going nowhere.
It just, it might as well be nailed to your head.
What's it like working with Troy Baker in Uncharted 4? Now, it's not the first time you've worked together in a game, but it's the first time you've actually been allowed in a room together, kind of for a PlayStation game.
Yes, exactly. We've known each other for years, and he's done such brilliant work up to this point in so many other games with so many different types of characters, and it was just an easy fit for him to come along and do this. We've known each other, and everybody knows we've known each other, and he's gained as much recognition, if not more, than I have in the industry. And the idea of like, well, let's put these 2 together and see what happens. And it's been brilliant. It's been a lot of fun, and maybe too much fun, he and I may say. We get the job done.
Yeah, let's get that out there first of all.
Yes, we get the job done, but it sometimes takes some coercion to get us, focusing, because we tend to riff and play off each other into tangents that they don't want to go down. Cowards.
There's a lot of scenes on the cutting room floor.
We own the cutting room floor.
Yeah.
But no, it's been great. We've been able to, foster this relationship and do our best to bring it to life. And he was great thing about Troy is he's a fan of the series. He's a big time gamer. He was always a fan of the series. So his enthusiasm, from somebody who's had so much success, is a real pleasure and a real contributing factor to him doing such a great job. Not that he wouldn't otherwise, but
yeah.
he's just he's really into he's as much into it as I am, and for a number of reasons. So we're having a good time.
Now, in the game, he is playing your brother.
Mm-hmm.
What's that like for Drake, and how that changes how you interact? Because you're bringing a family member into the fray, and is that difficult?
No, not really, because he's always treated Sullivan almost like Sully's always been kind of a father figure. So that's kind of not blood family, but he feels like family, and the dynamic of having the brother is that nobody's known he's had a brother up to this point. The other characters don't really necessarily know, and so it's kind of a shock out of left field that he comes in here and stirs up the proverbial pot, so to speak, and it's his character of Sam is definitely the catalyst for this particular adventure, and
it's all Troy's fault.
It's all Troy's fault.
Everything,
Troy, it's all your fault.
It's always your fault, Troy. And here we are again.
It's all his fault that we have an Uncharted 4. So
look what you've done now.
Yeah, I know.
Of course, Uncharted 4 is moving the series on.
Mm-hmm.
But where does that take our hero? So what are we expecting for the fans to be able to see in the way of Nathan and his personality and where he's now going in this kind of final moments?
Well, physically where he's going, I don't know if I can talk about the different places that he goes, but there's a little something for everybody. But it's just another, maturation, if I can use that big fancy word of it's just a good old-fashioned romp where you got people you care about and people you're up against, and all the different elements. There's a lot of personal conflict, I guess, that he's dealing with, and but I think he's always been that character who's looking for the place where he can finally, and I think it's what everybody looks for, is like, where do I find my happiness and my peace, where I can just finally what do we always say about Nathan Drake? He's the ordinary man thrust into extraordinary circumstances.
Didn't ask for any of this.
Yeah, and so where does that come to an end?
And I guess we'll see what kind of send-off Nathan Drake gets then when Uncharted 4 finally comes out.
Who knows? It could go either way. Depends on how good of a player you are.
Yeah, because he may not have. Yeah, if you're getting
bad,
anywhere.
he's dead.
He dies a lot. But if you're bad, he dies a lot.
It's up to you whether I live or don't.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to stay tuned to our YouTube channel because there's always loads more coming up for the world of PlayStation. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment.